Swinney.
All right, appreciate that, Ross. Well, been a great day for us. This has been a little more action for us today than maybe we've had the last few years. Certainly signed half our class in December and the rest today. But it's been a fun day, celebrating another really good group for us. We signed 12 guys in December. As you know, 9 of those guys are mid-years. They're off to a great start. Really been enjoyed, and it's been fun to just kind of see them get acclimated and with their transition in all areas of the program and school and all that stuff, and really seem to be doing very well. Today, we're gonna, we still got, I think we got a decision being made at 4:30, so we got one more out there, but plan to sign 8 to 9 more today, and so should put our class in that 20 to 21 range, which really is just what we needed, to address our needs. Also going to add 11 really good walk-on players that I think all have the potential to help us and contribute to our team. But as always, time will tell. But I do believe this group will be another special group that will help us continue to be a great program on and off the field and everything that we do. And help us to continue to be consistent in everything that we do. But, every year when we go recruit, we always have specific needs and objectives, and it's always a process, and there's lots of twists and turns as you go through the recruiting process every single year, always has been. Man, we get the guys we're supposed to get, and thankful for that. But the objective is to add talent and depth to your roster. It's always, critical to fill the specific needs that you have, and I think this class has been able to do that. And we've done it with a group of really great young people that I think just happen to be good football players, and, man, a lot of great families. That's the other thing that never really gets talked about a lot, because when you're recruiting these kids, it's not just the kid that's coming into your program. The families are coming with them. And we got a lot of great families that are joining the Clemson family, and we're excited about that. As I said this morning, it was a lot of fun to get back on the road. It had to kind of get back in rhythm a little bit because it's been so long since we've been in the grind of in and out of schools and homes and planes, trains, and automobiles. But it was a lot of fun, December and January to get back in the fray and reconnect with a lot of coaches. And I think the staff just did an amazing job of finishing our 22 class. But I really like where we are in 23 and the momentum that we've been able to get going and just being kind of on the front end of a bunch of guys and establishing the connections and relationships that you have to have. So really fun time the last couple months. 10 states represent this class, and so again, just I think our brand continues to be strong and attract interest from all over the country. But certainly we do everything here, from the inside out, and started right here in the state of South Carolina this year. This was a great year for us in the state of South Carolina, and it's not often that you have the amount of numbers that we had this year in our state. So to be able to have the success that we had, certainly critical for us. But we signed 2 quarterbacks, running back, 2 offensive linemen, a tight end, 3 receivers, 2 defensive linemen. It'll be 2 to 3 linebackers, depending on what happens today. A couple of safeties, 3 corners, a kicker, and a punter. So we really kind of touched all the bases that we needed to touch in this class for sure. 9 offensive guys, 2 specialists, and then it'll be either 9 or 10 defensive guys when the day comes to an end. But again, thankful for all the young men. It's always a blessing when you got the type of guys that we recruit who all have different opportunities, and I appreciate their families, but especially our staff as well. I mean, there was a lot of hard work that went into this class, especially when you have the amount of transition that we had this year. But they did an amazing job. And as far as our staff goes, I know we got a lot of different roles and guys being promoted and different responsibilities, new people coming in. It's been a lot of fun, and everybody's gotten settled in. I really am thankful that we had, the bowl game to kind of get in the fray a little bit with some game day stuff with our staff, and then obviously since the bowl game we've had kind of getting everybody settled in the right spots, bringing Nick in here. What a great addition he is for us, and transitioning with Thomas and Robbie. So the staff's in a good spot. I really like the roles and how we are settled in and ready to go. And we are just kind of put on y'all's radar. We do have one more change, I guess, that's going to be coming. It's kind of bittersweet. It's good. It's there's nothing bad about it, but it's always bittersweet when there's transition. But Danny Poole, who most of y'all know, Danny has been at Clemson for almost 40 years, and I have been with Danny for 19 years, 19 of those years, and he's been our trainer, and I guess he's been the head trainer here for about 22 years, and man, I'm so thankful and appreciative of him. But he's made the decision that this is the time to kind of transition. He's retiring from being the full-time trainer, but he still wants to serve Clemson. He's still going to transition into a different role for Graham and our football and athletic department in general. But I'm happy for him. I mean, we've got a lot of construction going on under there, and I think he's in a good spot and really feels like this is the right time, to transition. So, but I will say this, man, I'm thankful for Danny Poole, and I'm thankful for Beth because she's allowed him to. I mean, you can't appreciate the job of a trainer until you see it up close, day in and day out. I mean, it's a thankless job. Anytime somebody goes to the training room, they're not happy because they're hurt or they're rehabbing or whatever. And it's just a really tough. And I will say this: you don't win the amount of games that we've won around here without having great effort and a great team downstairs. So, man, Danny Poole is I'm glad he's staying. I'm glad that he's not ready to quite go to the beach or to the golf course. So I'm thankful that he's going to still be here to whoever. I know this job is going to attract a lot of really great people. So whoever that person is, I know that he'll be a great resource for us and help in that area. But he's excited about serving the university and seeing what's next in a different capacity, and but also transitioning from that day-to-day grind of being the full-time trainer. And so thankful for Danny Poole and Beth, and again, excited about him continuing on for us. So that I guess is the last couple days, I guess, and so I know Graham will be posting that at some point, and look forward to the candidates that apply, and we'll see what happens there. But excited to get started with this group and this team. So it's been a long couple months, but been a lot of fun. And man, we got those 9 mid-years here, and getting them up and rolling is a lot of fun. We're going to be on the field next Wednesday, so that'll be our first opportunity to truly get on the field. We're going to have a team meeting this afternoon, and really, kind of give them some good direction as we're really rolling into our strength and conditioning program. We've got our accountability teams going and all that stuff, and just got to set the tone for the next few weeks between now and mat drills starting next Wednesday, and then spring practice March 2nd, literally 4 weeks from today. So it's going to be a lot of fun with all the guys that are back. Obviously, y'all have seen the roster as far as who's back, from Xavier Thomas and KJ and Tyler Davis and all those guys. I mean, it's really exciting. We're going to have a great team. We've got a lot of guys going through rehabs, and we've had a bunch of surgeries and things like that. I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll have some guys that will be out for spring. We'll have some that'll be limited, and and some that we'll just manage. We'll talk more about that later on as we get closer to it and got a better feel for where they are. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll take a little break for kind of a little long extended weekend here with the staff, and then we're going to get back at it. New team, new journey, and a new year. So in the process with all of our support staff of really grinding through all of our quality control and getting ready for our all-in drills, and again getting prepared with what we got to do. Staff-wise and team-wise this spring. So spring game's April 9th, if y'all haven't heard that already, and I look forward to, having a great day in the Valley. I know y'all have seen the schedule. We're excited about that as well. It's going to be it's always fun to kind of see it and start visualizing, mapping out a plan mentally of how we're going to get ready. And so the team will be excited. We'll talk a little bit about that this afternoon, and then again hit the field next Wednesday. With that, I'll take your questions.
I wanted to take you to decide on Tyler once Todd announced he was leaving as the recruiting coordinator.
Oh, it was easy. It was an easy transition. He's more than ready, and I've been able to, be in enough meetings with him and on the road and in different settings and things like that. He was more than ready to be that on the field liaison guy that you got to have. You got to have somebody to kind of be that liaison for the whole. We got a whole department, but somebody's got to tie it together from the coach standpoint to make sure we got it all the I's dotted and T's crossed. He's great.
What can you say about Robbie Caldwell's transition to his gig?
He's already made us better. I just Robbie's a worker. Like Robbie he's a guy that looks for work every single day. Every single day he looks for work. He's going to really, really be great in this role. He's already, reached out to. He's kind of going state by state from a recruiting standpoint and what he's trying to do there. So he's going to be excellent from a high school relations standpoint, working in recruiting, and then he'll be doing a lot of scouting and evaluation as well. And then obviously once we get into the season, he'll have a lot of football roles, within the self-scout, the crossover study, the opponent study, and so he's going to be a great resource for us, but a good opportunity for him, and again, good time for him. I guess he's 60-something up there, and so it's been good. It's been fun, and something we knew was coming, and I'm thankful that he was able to really finish this year, the way he wanted to, and to see those guys, play so hard for him. And again, to have a veteran leader like him with a year that was just insane from what we had to manage, especially up front, he was a true pro in how he handled everything. So just super excited. So he's settled in his new role and in his office, and we've got everybody's kind of moved around and situated and up and running, but Robbie's gonna really help us.
Who do you think his appealing personality appeals to more, the student athletes or the families, the parents?
All of the above. Robbie's a relational guy. That's why he's had such longevity in this business. Just like Dan Brooks was. Dan Brooks. That guy. He could recruit with anybody. Everybody loved Dan Brooks, and it's the same thing with Robbie. He just has long relationships, and he can talk to anybody, he can communicate well, but he's got great relationships with all these coaches, and it's just a huge resource for us to be able to, put him in a little different role where he can really focus on the bigger picture, as opposed to just, a segment of the program.
How did everything kind of transpire with Hunter Johnson's return, and how have you seen him grown as a person and player since he's last year?
As I said this morning, just kind of God's favorite. That's all I can say. That's the only way I can describe it. He called me. He wants to coach, and so he's done at Northwestern, got his master's and all that stuff, and he's just wanting to come to Clemson and get his MBA. And wanting to know if he could, help coach, help be a student, intern or student helper while he's getting his MBA. And of course, I'm like, heck yeah, man. I mean, are you kidding me? This would be awesome. He's so excited. I mean, he loves Clemson. We've always stayed in touch. He loves Clemson, and his girlfriend was here as well. And but he's so it was just kind of a conversation. I just literally just kind of was kidding with him. I was like, hey, but better watch out. We might have to pull a Zeb Nolan and throw you in the game. Put the student coach in the. I just kind of made a joke, and he said, well, actually, I do have another year, and I'm like, what? I'm like, how in the world could you have another year? And literally, that was my answer. And he said, well, I got my COVID year. And I started thinking, I was like, holy cow! I mean, that is crazy. So that's kind of how we got to that point, and so it worked out. I mean, he's excited about it. He really, he's very mature. He's got a great perspective. I mean, heck, he may lead us to a national championship. I have no idea, but he's coming in here to be a servant leader. He's coming in here to bring a veteran, experienced mentality and give us some experience depth that we don't have. We've got one guy that's played. So here's a guy that's played 5 years of college football. He's been through a lot, adversity, surgery. He's had all kind of stuff that he's dealt with. But he's just an awesome young man. He's very mature, and he'll work as hard as anybody. He'll be as prepared as anybody. And so it just brings it's not rare. It's very rare you're going to find somebody that will come in here with that type of mindset. And so it's exciting. I think he's going to be great for DJ and for Cade, and from a leadership standpoint. And so that's kind of how it all came about, and then it allowed us to pay for his MBA.
Dabo,